Okay,
Yeah, I think it's recording.
John, you gotta talk louder.
Gee, we missed you, Mark. You haven't sold your pizza, have you? You glad? I sold a couple of popcorn. Give it me that. Yes. Jumped a buck after.
My screen says it's recording right now. Do you see that?
Oh,
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
oh, I think so. Yeah, that one's, yeah, that's all that is. Stuck it in your pocket there, that's.
Is this?
Yeah,
Oh, no, y'all have to go to.
I'm done with mine. Nope, I just need to run the combine. 400.
Brought up on around receptions always.
This one's going to.
There's the one.
250.
People goes on that, doesn't really active members.
It's newly elected and everything else should. Yeah, it's kind of- yeah. I had put it in.
Is that where you put it?
Yes. It looked all over.
I knew I handed it out.
I know.
Because I went through it myself. And I
Yeah.
was like, this is
Right. I started laughing when I realized where I had it.
Wonder if this counts for.
Should.
Because that was just.
Mhm. I've gone out.
Kansas City won that yesterday? No. How about the back? Like I said, I was in purgatory yesterday. Sitting up there watching that.
I like those retro uniforms.
And it wasn't very warm. 25 to 30 mile per hour.
Lambo.
Yeah, that wind was just swirling.
I saw they lost. I couldn't see either.
Well, they put me for it. We sit through it and it's like, all this for that. We could have just as well not even got it close, then I could have left a little further. Because they lost on that last second.
Thank Carolina.
Yeah.
It's called Citrus.
Lost on the last second.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
I was praying they wouldn't make it because it was that windy. If they had to kick on the opposite end, I don't think they would have.
The announcers counting them out.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
But still had a good time.
It was fine with either two.
Is it costing? It's hard to believe. I knew there's a
No.
couple people from Washington that were gonna be up there
Okay.
and I ran into them.
Must be through.
They didn't make it.
What are the odds?
Not very good.
Would you
With me wanting to go to the Packer, pro shop outside.
Oh, so you were up in
Yeah,
Green Bay then?
yeah, I was there.
Oh, okay.
And I said, well, go on in, I'll wait out here for you. And I'm standing there, all of a sudden I get hit in the shoulder. It was one of the other guys from Washington. And I'm like, no.
It's not a big town.
When you got that many people around there.
A lot bigger than game day.
For refreshers. We never had it twice in the morning. I had to have a refresher. Morning, Zach.
Good morning, how are you?
How are you?
Very well, thank you.
You can meet those minutes.
Oh.
Okay.
Keep you from doing your work. a pretty good long number of events this past week.
So important to know what's on that division.
Busy already, must be.
Actually,
Long before the storm.
I update us on one. I didn't put it in here because I forgot that I did it, but funny you mentioned that.
Every time we read through, I'm like.
Well, yeah. No, it's on my mind constantly, but I just city. What's
City has a bond issue. City-wise, we have council with the mayor. We only have one person running for 3 positions, that's council, so 2 write-ins.
I'll miss it.
We got 4-3.
I'll ask. All right, it's 9:30. All those that so choose, please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I call the meeting to order with everyone present. As a reminder, the meeting is being recorded. If you choose not, you have the option of leaving. First item on the agenda this morning is Michael Kueny, our county engineer, with road project updates. It's all yours, Mike.
Not a lot to report on this week, but I'll go through the list here. Bill grant, nothing new this week. January. Just here's a feedback on that. We have a flat car bridge study. We expect to receive results from Iowa State University in December. The typical subdivision data gathered, nothing new this week. It's not exactly right. Denco came by. Their maintenance for asphalt, and they have a new machine that may allow us to do a scrub seal on the High Point East subdivision, Allen Drive. They're going to be sending a contractor out there. I am to actually see if it's feasible to do that. It's bumpy enough that it may not be feasible. So there is some efforts that put forth that way. And then I'm trying to set up a tag along meeting with foreigners this week. They're working with the city and to see what options they have. So there has been a little bit of effort put into finding out new things of what we can do on those subdivisions east of Dakota there. That was kind of brought up as some new subdivisions are looking to be platted for the city of Dakota out on Locust Road. So a lot of that kind of happened this past week, and just thought I'd give you a verbal update.
Just an FYI, right now, your county rule is that we don't take any subdivision roads into the road system. There were a couple that were grandfathered in. I don't know if those have all been in or if they might still be waiting. One out in Woodland Acres and one over in Ridgeway. Are those?
That's correct. Before we would do anything, we would revisit the specifics on that. As far as High Point East, there's some roads on that subdivision that are, some that aren't. For the subdivision near the airport, which has been my focus this past week, you have the lots that are greater than an acre, and their frontage is county property, and then the ones that are less than an acre are city property, and it's just, it's a patchwork. So, it's just how you, that's a political work together to see what we want to do. And I think Farners is coming to talk to the city of Decorah about some of that, so.
The history on that is that the ordinance at the time, we were having issues with the subdivision, the contractors and the subdivisions being designed with their roads not to the specs that the county wanted. Rather than arguing with them over specs, the supervisors, this has been 12 years ago or so now, said we just aren't going to take any more subdivision roads, period. But the ones that were already approved or in the process got grandfathered in, and there were 2 or 3 that were grandfathered in. But supposedly, we shouldn't have to take any new ones, but that doesn't help us with the maintenance on the ones we already took, so.
But we still require the county specs for the roadway within a subdivision.
Not if they aren't going to, if they aren't ever going to be into the road system, then it's a private drive.
Anything that we do maintenance on, then it's, but some of those roads, they hire their own snow plow, you know, it's.
Yeah.
I
The ones that are private
I
are,
can't give you specifics right now, but yeah, what Ben is saying is,
No,
It was a bit confusing with the within 2 miles of the city limit. They would need to be built to county standards. To sit, no,
that was, that might be something with the city, but the county said that if you're gonna keep them private,
yeah, but that was a state law. Remember when we were gonna do the Trout Hatchery Road? The city had different standards than the county, and if it's within 2 miles of the city, it needs to be built to county standards.
because I believe they still, that'd be a good question we can ask Tony when he shows
yeah,
up.
and it did,
I still think they have to for safety reasons.
don't get confused with just the subdivisions getting approved. I mean, the city still has to approve them.
But I thought the cul-de-sacs weren't big enough for turning around with county trucks, so that's why. you
I don't
go
know
to
that
county
that was
standards instead
required.
of city.
As far as I know,
Anyway,
like,
that's within 2 miles. No,
It'd be, we'll have to ask him.
we'll have to have some clarification.
if they intend for it to always be a private drive,
Yep, Tony's gonna-
then it's kind of their issue, I would think. But
And I think,
if we're never gonna put a plow down the road,
but I think the requirements were for emergency.
oh, I don't know about that. There aren't any requirements for driveways otherwise.
But within a subdivision. I mean, if it was your own personal driveway, there's no,
That's what's the difference, is that they're still private drives in the subdivision, so I don't know.
that would be under the planning and zoning's review, for sure. That's, so that's, if it's drives, it's planning and zoning's review, not something I.
And then I know that got to be an issue because if it's within the 2 miles and the city's worried that someday they're gonna get annexed in, then they might have stricter requirements because they might wanna have to enforce those. Yeah.
All right.
That's about right.
Quarry Hill, I'll work with county attorney to get a new formal agreement. Nesty Valley, just talked to Foreman and still waiting for the seating to create cover. Culvert work on A14 east of Hattiesburg continued last week. The four culverts are installed, and then we are looking to patch W40 and A14 perhaps on Wednesday, Thursday this week. Hopefully we can get those areas done before the cold hits next week. Durapatcher is operating at a Freeport shop this week. Kind of in line with that, I visited City of Decorah shop. It was Thursday. Regarding the emergency 6-inch pump for flood emergencies. It's a brand new pumping apparatus that emergency management was able to get a grant for, had a trailer and a whole bunch of really neat things. It's a 6-inch pump, not a 4-inch pump like Spillville. Encourage you to speak with Sean on that. And then at that meeting, there was a very preliminary discussion with Kevin Nelson of the city street department on shared use of a mastic machine, where the city could borrow the Durapatcher, the county Durapatcher, and the county would be able to borrow this new mastic machine if when it's purchased. That mastic machine is dovetails into the demo that I went to last week out on Old Stage. So that would be really good for sealing up the concrete joints. And Durapatcher would be good for big potholes and asphalt. So
How much is one of those mastic machines?
I don't know the answer to that, but I'm not looking to buy it. We were talking about renting it before this discussion here. So they do have rental options. Burnings is looking to pave 208E. 208E on your notes. I didn't write that out. As early as this week and hopefully no later than next week. We're getting into the contract, so there'll be a discussion today with Brennan's, the general contractor, as to how that's going to play out. But I went and pounded tubs on Friday, and they got to scrape it off and pour. So that's where we're at, and then they got some erosion control to do, and then that should be done.
Is that gonna be Bruning's paving, or is that River City coming in for Bruning's?
As far as I know, it's Burnings. So
Yeah, I hope so, because we're hoping to get some pavement down in Spillville this week.
Brunings is the people we've been talking to about all of this. So yes. Bridge 126 need clearances have been completed and will likely be let in January. That received information from DOT confirming that. Frankville Road letting will be after 126. We're working on that. Striping on 350th Street and B32 occurred on Monday. I printed these out and it's from the page. So the last item, we are looking for a new sign man. Nobody's come forward internally yet. They have until 4 o'clock this afternoon to do so. So we'll know more next week. And if nothing comes out, you'll see something in the paper. So that's the report. The one question I have, we're trying to outline the safety, chainsaw safety, with my work on the safety committee. We're looking at November 19th. It's a Wednesday. We'll be coming from 12:30 to 3:30. We were trying to do some timesheet addition, tag on to the meeting with some timesheets and possibly do lunch. So the question is it a request, or do I have permission to buy lunch with county funds at that meeting if we end up putting this new timesheet software option included, because that we would run from 11 o'clock to noon, and then we'd have like a 30-minute lunch or so, and then do the steel chainsaw meeting. So
Steak and lobster.
we were thinking pizza, but we're gonna price out pizza and perhaps turkey ham cold cuts, but most likely pizza.
Right.
So we're looking at about $300 is what we're thinking.
That would be great.
So and that's only if we put
That option on.
yeah. So otherwise, if it goes 12:30 to 3:30, that'll be past lunch, and we'll just have the guys come in. So just wanted to go ahead on that.
Yes.
It's consensus.
All right. That's all I have for this week.
Anybody have anything else for Mike?
Oh, east end of town line, that hill is really washed.
It's washboarding, yeah, it is not. I don't really know how to address that other than
It's not as bad as some past years, but it's getting pretty rough.
yes, exactly what Steve said.
Really on Sunday.
It's unfortunately, I think we'll have to call this experiment a failure on in that regard. Even if it ends up hardening up, it's not what we paid for. So yes, that
Is
is.
there any way taking that hill down a few feet or something, anything?
And talking about on town line,
Yeah, that hill.
I haven't looked into that, but you have all the drives and everything else.
Bronze would be the,
One,
yeah. Well, we could probably bring hers out at an angle more, but yeah, I don't know.
That
Even if you went down 6 feet would, heck of it, just take that, it would.
yeah, it was,
Yeah, last few feet when you get to that, if you're pulling a truck or something,
it's tough hill.
that's the one you.
I'd have to create a project for that one. That's a big ordeal. So
Then there's
Yeah.
Drake Hill, like the brushwood there.
that's been, yes, I think that's probably worse than town line.
Yes.
So,
It's so not traveled.
yeah. but that's Drake Hill is always, don't be drinking coffee when you're driving, so.
But yeah, town line gets a lot more ag,
Yeah.
a lot more ag
Traffic.
That's
So
If we cut that washboard with a blade, do
it
you
comes
think we
back.
gain anything? You saw, because of the way it
Yeah.
imprints.
that hill's just too steep. You get towards that top and you start digging,
Tires
you
start-
start chewing and it just creates that washboard.
Yeah, it's washboard all the way down that hill. Once you get one and it starts to propagate next. So, yeah, I was hoping after last week's sprinkle that it would kind of firm up, but it's not, so.
Mr. Chairman, may I ask a quick question?
Sure.
What is a flat car bridge study?
So railroad flat car bridges they take used railroad flat cars and they span two abutments. They engineer it so that it carries loads. What's happened is the railroad flat car bridge study that we originally had doesn't incorporate all the different span lengths. And so what we had Iowa State come in and do is, with the help of one of our truck drivers, go and do 2 more bridges that incorporate all of our span lengths to ensure that we don't have to post the bridges.
Has,
For weight, reduced
For,
weight.
yeah, for weight limits. And so we're waiting to hear back from them. That was done on around October 10th, plus or minus a couple of days. And yeah, we're just awaiting the results. They had strain gauges and a whole bunch of other equipment that they mounted to the bridges, and their analysis is forthcoming. So.
You good to go? Next item on the agenda, one miscellaneous item, county services building discussion.
Well,
Yeah,
we know one thing, there's a water meter next door.
we do.
Yeah. We still don't know. They say we own the curb stop and that one's frozen. And we have to turn it on the curb stop of the building. Now, every place in Ocean, the city owns a curb stop, okay? In Springfield, the city owns a curb stop. Every city that I know of in this county, as far as I'm aware, the curb stop is the water system of the municipality. apparently Decorah has a different standard. They believe that that curb stop that was installed by the city belongs to the property owner and is the property owner's responsibility if something goes wrong. So they're saying that our curb stop, which will not turn to shut off the water in the building, is our responsibility to pick up and replace, or we can try to turn it if we break it. It's still our responsibility.
Well, I wonder if
City
they
crews
tried to
could-
turn it though.
I'm sorry?
Have they even tried to turn
Oh,
it?
they did. The city came out and said they couldn't turn it. So they offered Chuck the opportunity to turn it. It's your curb stop, not mine. No, they said it's yours. So that's the latest that I've heard from Chuck. And, but we do know that the building next door had their meter changed. But now as far as a meter for us, the city doesn't have any. They're waiting for them that they ordered. So we don't have an answer on that yet either. But the plumber's been down there. The city is aware of it and it's on the city right now. And in my mind, it's on both of them. Both issues are really the city's, not ours.
Well, it kind of depends upon the policy, but. And I don't know what the city's policy is here in Decorah. If they're saying that. We own everything from the main end, and that's their policy, then the curb stop would be ours.
But they say it's the curb stop.
Well,
Yeah,
this
I
could
mean-
be a
But
simple
from-
phone call.
But,
Somebody can, you
yeah,
want me to call?
from the main end. The curb stop would be
It might,
our.
as a city resident, you might want to know that. That'd be a good idea, Shirley.
Would you like me to call on
I
this
think it would
question?
be good.
You bet, I can check into that.
Oh, yeah, then they had the food pantry on the floor, some cement outside or
Oh,
something.
yes, they did, and it's already done.
We talked about it last week.
Okay.
They put it in the next day.
They put in the next day. Oh, but there's always a but in some of these things. So this one happens to be, they roped it off and so forth, so people wouldn't, you know,
Okay.
the deer came through the cement.
They said
The
that,
Decorah deer left their initials.
But it sure cleaned it up down there. I mean, it's gonna be so much better.
So, yeah, no, the deer left their initials for us.
And they did pay for it, so.
They couldn't read the wet cement sign.
I guess not. City
Yeah, they
deer,
had
there's some
5 gallon,
limitations to the city
they had
deer.
5-gallon pails with caution tape.
Probably caution tape would have kind of, you know, the yellow tape, you know, something different.
something
Moving or.
Can't see color.
As
Oh,
far
yeah.
as the amount of water usage,
The wind wasn't blowing, so it was flapping.
Flapping.
as far as the amount of water usage that we see that is greater than the courthouse, the only thing that Chuck can figure is that on certain days they have 22 to 28 of the disabled adults in there, and so that the amount of toilet flushes and the rest of that is impacting it perhaps more so than the county employees and the few other employees that use the city facilities. So that's maybe the answer. Last thing I'll ask Chuck to do is to go in and check to see if we have any running toilets or anything like that. It's not because the toys go around, leave sinks running and washing toys because they're using sanitizing wipes and not necessarily washing toys.
When they get the new meter, it does get pretty sensitive as far as you can see if there's any water running at all in the building. So
When we,
when we get the new meter.
so that's,
We don't think though that the building that's next to it, to the west,
no,
that isn't ours, we don't think their water is running through our meter.
we don't believe so because they just had their meter
got a
was
new meter.
replaced. And the meter's been taken out down in Wadsworth.
Oh,
all right, consent agenda,
All I have is the minutes.
Motion to approve.
second.
a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimous. Committee reports?
Had a Hawk meeting. Going through a director's review there. We'll see what happens. The director we have moved to Florida and is working remotely, so. With this transition, there's paperwork issues that need to be taken care of.
The canvassing the election, how many of us need to be there?
Well, I need 3, and so that's on my note here. Make sure I talk with you about. So they changed the law 2 years ago. It can't be on Monday anymore. It has to be on Tuesday, which we've been doing, but Tuesday is a holiday, so it actually goes to Wednesday, the 12th. I need at least 3 of you here at 9:30 on Wednesday, the 12th.
Because I was planning this.
We both have this.
Okay.
I've already signed up for it.
So the rest, the other 3 of you be available.
What time?
9:30 on Wednesday, the 12th. And that'll be the 80 to 100 papers to sign. So that one will take half an hour or more. Now, to make matters worse, this is a city school election, and that we have what's called a second tier canvass for any races that cross county lines. And so the Decorah School District crosses into Almaquee County. So we have to have a second tier canvass on Tuesday, the 18th. So I need at least 3 of you here that day at 9:30, and that will probably be 5 minutes. Because it's only the one.
I can give you 18. What time?
I could do that one.
You need one more.
Which, the 18th is,
9:30, and that'll be a quick one, because it's just the Decorah Community School District second tier canvas.
Mhm.
and the other election is gonna be the 19th?
The one for most of the races, because most of them are either in the county or another county has to do the second tier canvas, or like Turkey Valley, and that's the 12th. But we have a second tier canvas on the 18th for Decorah Community School District.
Was anyone else gonna be attending Rachel Howe's workshop on?
We both are.
Yes, I will probably, then I'll go ahead and volunteer Ben, because I'll try to go to, I was gonna try to go to her on her bonding workshop.
So you're gonna come on the 12th at 9:30. So you 3 will be here the 12th at 9:30. And you 2, and who else will be here
Tuesday.
Tuesday, the 18th at 9:30?
Okay.
What I needed. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Tony, question before we get the public hearing going.
Yes, sir.
All new subdivisions now, even though the county will not take over any of the responsibility of plowing the roads or anything, the roads are the roads still required to meet the county specs?
So yes, they still have to meet the county specs. They do not have to be a blacktop. They do not have to be a hard surface. So it can be a gravel road, but it has to be built to SUDAS standards.
That's SUDAS standards. Is that the same as the counties?
That's what the county follows.
Yeah.
Because I thought there was maybe some difference where we had bigger, back when we were taking them in, we required bigger
Cul-de-sacs?
cul-de-sacs because of our truck sizes than what SUDAS required, but maybe since that's, no, we don't take them anymore.
And then within 2 miles of the city, it's the city standards have to be applied to the subdivision.
Correct. So it's city standards as far as planning, but not city standards as far as zoning goes.
Yeah.
So an example of that would be city can have a 1/4 acre lot or something like that. County's going to require 1 acre lot. So if you plat it to be 1/4 acre lots, you're going to have to afford them to build if you're the county.
And those requirements on the road basically are due for emergency vehicles and things like that, or if the county ever did want to take.
Yeah, I'll just say yeah.
Okay.
Those requirements are because that's what's in the ordinance.
Okay. Well, that's probably a better way to put it. Okay, it is 10 o'clock. And next up, we have a public hearing for the White Flynn rezoning request. Motion to open a public hearing.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to open the public hearing. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Public hearing is now open. Want to give us a little brief on what you got, Tony?
All right, so White is the nephew of Flynn. So it's family land. They're looking to rezone, had a public hearing in front of the Planning and Zoning Commission, had absolutely no excitement at that. They voted unanimously to approve it.
Any public comments?
Nope.
Did nobody had objected in writing at all to that, or?
Nobody objected. I guess there actually was one public comment. Somebody sent in and said that it sounds fine to them, as a adjoining neighbor.
Move to close public hearing.
Second.
We have a motion, a second to close, and 2 seconds to close the public hearing. All those in favor, say aye. Public hearing is now closed.
Move to approve the rezoning request.
Well, we have to
Read it. Tony's.
Move to approve the first reading.
Well, I'll ask for the first reading.
Give it to Tony.
The motion to have a first reading.
That's what they,
Okay, I second it. Okay, we have a motion and a second for public reading. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Passes unanimous. All right. Ordinance, amending county zoning ordinance to change the zoning classification from A1 agricultural district to AR agricultural residential district for the herein described property. Whereas a request for amendment to the zoning ordinance of Winneshiek County was submitted to the Planning and Zoning Commission. Said request having been acted upon by the Planning and Zoning Commission following a public hearing. And whereas the request for amendment of the zoning ordinance pertains to the following described real estate. The southerly portion of Lot 3 of the southwest quarter of the northeast quarter in Section 9 of Township 99 North, Range 9, west of the 5th PM, Winneshiek County, Iowa. Whereas the said zoning requested that the property be rezoned from A1 agricultural district to AR agricultural residential district. And whereas a notice of the time and place of a public hearing on said request was published pursuant to law. And whereas a public hearing as required has been conducted by the Winneshiek County Board of Supervisors. Whereas the Winneshiek County Board of Supervisors has considered the Winneshiek County Comprehensive Plan in the review of the applicant's request and does find that the request is consistent with the policies and goals set out in the Winneshiek County Comprehensive Plan. And now therefore be it resolved by the Winneshiek County Board of Supervisors, 1, that the zoning classifications as to the following described real estate, the southerly portion of Lot 3 of the southwest quarter of the northeast quarter in Section 9 of Township 99 North, Range 9 west of the 5th PM, Winneshiek County, Iowa, is hereby changed from A1 agricultural district to AR agricultural residential district. 2, that the zoning map of Winneshiek County, Iowa be modified to reflect this change. The repealer, all ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict with this zoning ordinance or inconsistent with the provisions of this ordinance are hereby repealed to the extent necessary to give this ordinance full force and effect. Servability clause. If any section, part, or provision of this ordinance shall be judged invalid or unconstitutional, such adjunction shall not affect the validity of the ordinance as a whole or any section, provision, or part thereof not adjudged invalid or unconstitutional. Oh, effective date. The ordinance shall be in full force and effect after its passage and publication as provided by law.
I'd move to waive the second and third reading.
Second. We have a motion and a second to waive the second and third readings. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Passes unanimously.
I'd move to approve the zoning request. Clayton Flynn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the White Flynn rezoning request. And this is resolution.
Yeah.
What is it?
Roll call.
Aye. Shelley?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Steve?
Aye.
And I also passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tony.
Thanks, Emily.
Should be 3 signatures.
Push it all that easy.
I see on that they made an adjustment to the productivity rating on that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Got it almost in half.
You see that? So, got that rezoning request.
Some
70.
something about the 30.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
See us already?
I don't know who,
74 down to 36, wasn't it?
yeah, how that happened, I don't know, but be interesting.
Yep, 74.5 down to 36.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I looked at that, but,
And Tim said you had a question on nursing homes and taxes. So the nursing home portion is like a healthcare facility, so that is not taxed. But if they have like a assisted living facility or something, that's like apartment rental, so that is taxed.
one's like a hospital, the other one's like a
Yeah,
apartments.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Do they have a system? That's all.
So like at
Oh,
the Eastern Star and
awesome.
Audley, they have a portion that's exempt and a portion that's taxed.
And then Wellington, we own the land.
Right, I don't know about Wellington if they have to, I didn't look at that one, don't know that one for sure, I'm assuming it works the same way. The portion that would be assisted living is different than the nursing home portion.
That,
Us owning the land shouldn't affect it.
The building.
Right.
when is the bids due for the land, the ag land?
They're due at the end of this week, and so that's on next week's agenda. I have just one right now.
That's about 40 acres, is it?
Yeah, give or take 37, 8, not right off the top.
It's on those documents that Maaten.
Yeah, we talked about selling land and, or whatever, but Wellington would be interested in that.
So we sure, next 32. Next Tuesday. Is it?
Well, yeah. I think I'm gonna have, you put something on there for a closed session for next Monday. So we can discuss the sale of some property.
Cause I had a gentleman call on just the land, if we could sort of sell off some just land up there at the DHS building. I said we could discuss, so
If
put
we
that
go into
on.
closed session on Monday, then we can discuss the land issues.
Dose report didn't really come up with nothing for 911. Counties merging for that service.
No, there's a 911 board meeting virtual next week.
Next weekend.
On another note, the 3 trees were moved out here.
Said they were.
Yes,
Thank you.
I did that on
I saw you out there working.
It's easy to do it before the rich start taking a hold. Not quite that easy, but.
Pretty good grip. I didn't have to,
The ground
well, I mean,
wasn't,
it just really, I mean, it was,
the ground wasn't frozen.
because we've been watering them twice a week, so. It was, but boy, I tell you, where the new holes, it was like digging concrete. I mean, it absolutely dried out, you know.
Where right here, took them out of there.
And moved them down closer to the wall,
Oh, okay.
so about 3 feet down. But it was not a lick of moisture. I mean, it was just like you touch that dirt and it just turned to powder. Yeah. It's horrible.
water coming. I don't know where, there's nothing.
Done it by none.
Deep holes, you could get water over the top.
You need this public hearing or this closed session on the sale of property before the make a decision on the farmland bids, or is that completely separate?
I think that would be
That's separate.
separate.
I'd hate to, in the same meeting, award a 3-year lease or something and then turn around later and decide you wanted to sell it.
No, we can talk about that.
That property that's left back there is not building suitable.
No, they
It'd
start
be in the
getting the
floodplain.
floodplain.
Goodbye.
That floodplain actually comes all the way up back to where those couple buildings are behind it. Where Wellington is now.
So maybe we should have the lease that there's potential building that if it's sold. Void. We decide to sell it. I mean, I think that would be a smart thing to do.
Yeah.
Then have change the lease to, if they want to continue to have their bid in, that might be a possibility. Since we're talking about. lots of different
Andy,
properties.
or how you gonna do that?
Yeah.
Or maybe you want to have it be, once you lease it 1 year, once you commit to it, I don't know that you can change it at least for a year, so I don't know.
Which parcel are you talking about?
Cropland out there at Freeport.
Which building are you talking about?
Well, if you were to sell the cropland behind Wellington, it's 40 acres, but we're having a.
Chief, we locking, okay, well. Next up, Andy Van, our county attorney, legal questions. If we lock ourselves into a 3-year lease, is there any way of changing that lease?
For selling.
And we could put a provision in that it can be terminated by the owner in the event decisions made to sell it.
Change.
And then you probably have to give your notice by September 1, like you normally do for a farm lease, but the other thing we could do is make it a 1-year lease and do it, that it automatically.
I put a bid in.
I'm just gonna say, if you did a 1-year lease and made it automatically renewable up to 3 years, at least then at the end of 1 year, if you decide you're selling it, you give the notice termination and you're okay. Probably would or should republish the notice for bids on a lease if you're gonna do that, but that would be an option.
So that would nullify the bid we have that's.
Because if someone knows they're gonna have it for 3 years, the amount of
Amendments are gonna be good.
Yeah.
fertilizer or whatever they're gonna put on the ground, they know they're gonna have that. Residual threat goes on for the 3 years, where if you only have it for 1 year.
You're just gonna bleed it. Take what you get. Put the minimum on. That soil out there, you can build that sand up anyway. You're just gonna put the minimum on every year. Take the.
Yeah. I think because of the number of moving parts, it would be good to put that in there. That, leave us an option, that provision, that, yeah. I don't think, if we sell it, I don't know, but there is that potential if we don't. Who knows what's gonna happen with funding?
Yeah.
And that's something that we're not probably built on. And,
No.
It's in the floodplain for the most part, it's a good cropland and. So, anyway, I would say we should give ourselves an option.
It might be debatable whether it's good cropland, but it's a good land to have in crops. 'cause
Yes, it
it's permeable.
Yes.
Another way to say it.
Yeah.
Write it up in the minutes that way.
So I think we should write that provision in, whatever it takes to do that.
I'm okay with that.
And we need to republish.
Republish.
I think so.
I agree.
That just gives us some flexibility.
I will,
Give
I
me
will
some new
revise
papers.
the notice and a resolution, I think. So maybe put it on the agenda next Monday and
Mhm.
take formal action on it.
Do you have anything else for us today, Andy?
I emailed you a copy of the open records policy. I think the only change from the original is that I added in the language from that court case that had the criteria for determining timely responses. I put that in. There were some other minor changes, but it's pretty close to where we started, I think, and that just needs to be adopted. There's a resolution that I sent with it. I don't know if you have it on your agenda today or if you want to put it on next Monday. Public Information Board has reviewed it. They've signed off on it. It's,
Is it available for the public to read through before?
suppose you guys all have copies of it. So
Okay, so it's available through us to the public.
Does anyone have anything else for Andy? No.
Andy, on the open meetings requirement that was just passed in the state legislature, how will we enforce that moving forward?
I'm not sure what you're.
It's required all newly elected officials and those of newly appointed to boards and commissions are required.
Education on that.
But we can do it a couple of ways. There's I think Iowa Public Information Board will have something either online or I'm guessing they will put something online that would satisfy it. We have access to some resources. We could put a local program together and do that as well. I wouldn't through our
I
office.
believe they have enough personnel to go around the state.
Yeah, that's where I'm thinking it's probably going to be you log in and attend virtually.
That was
Not as big deal for you this year because it's city and school elections, but all the cities and schools are in the process of getting that arranged for their new members.
And by the time they figure out how to do it, then it'll be a lot easier a year from now.
Yeah, I heard the League of Cities is putting something together for the city one.
I've heard if ISAC is gonna put something on their new supervisor school.
They've had that on there several years.
I
That's
had
true, yeah.
Another thing I'm on. One of the members who works for ISU said, oh, he'll be talking to us about the open meetings thing or something. I don't know if he's gonna be doing
There has
training.
been, I have gotten information from ISU and from some law firms that are offering it for a fee.
Yeah.
To
It's not in a lot of firms.
Yeah.
I was gonna say what you guys were thinking.
Always looking to capitalize.
Yeah, I think it was $200 a person or something like that. It was
Well, that-
pretty significant.
I would think ISAC could be a little cheaper than that. I also think Public Information Board's gonna have to step up and do something with that.
Yeah, if you're gonna require something, you have to. Will that be going to provide newly re-elected officials too then?
Not reelected, it only applies to newly elected.
Newly elected.
It's always good for everybody to do it.
But it's good, it does apply to commissions and boards, so if you appoint new people to boards and commissions, they're required also. So we
So
might
you'd have
have
to-
some of those, and, you know, by January.
Now you're asking people to volunteer their time to be on it, and
And
they
then
have to go out and pay to
Hey, but
be on it.
I think there'll be some no fee options.
Yes.
I mean, Upper Explorerland, this thing is free. And it's what we're going to next week. Iowa Open Meetings Laws and Financing and Economic Development.
What is that? Qualify as a training? Is that just information? You have to get some clarity on a few of these.
Yeah, wasn't there a,
I think there'll be many issues and many ways that people can get that for free.
wasn't there a requirement of a certificate of completion that had to be maintained?
Yeah,
Ben's gonna have to maintain for all of these
boards and
boards,
commissions.
commissions and everything?
So that's.
So that's why I'm wondering if we could do something through a webinar or an online class. And then they let you know they've completed it.
You'll have to
We'll
publicize
figure
that
it
when you
out.
put these positions up that they
Might be
have.
able to use our,
I mean, they'll have to do that, yeah.
You'll have to put it on there so they know what they're getting into when they do apply. so-
Before they apply.
Before they apply, so.
You gotta go
that
with
it has
that.
to be- So that has to be put out there when you. Publicize.
We should be working with the city probably, since we're on the same election schedule, that we figure out how we can organize
the
something.
cities is doing it, it'll be a different avenue that they follow probably.
Washington's gonna have four new mayor's gonna be new and 3 council positions.
Assuming someone wins and accepts.
Yeah.
They've got 3 council positions and only 1 person running, so 2 people will be write-ins and they have to accept the position once they win it.
Well, there's one that has flyers out.
Okay.
She's been to a council meeting. I said, after you attended that meeting, I looked at him, I said, oh, now I suppose you're gonna pull your name out. Oh, God. Oh, anything else?
That's it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Ed.
Move to adjourn.
We have a motion and a second for adjournment. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting is now adjourned.
Mark, if you got a minute, have you got time to go down and take a look at the issue of recycling?
Out there?
Yeah.
I don't.
Push it off. When, we have, I mean, that's December 5th, or is that this week? We have that
It's
meeting,
December,
December.
yeah,
I got it wrong. in my
it's
calendar.
the 3rd or 5th.
Thanks for your question today, Julie.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, the 3rd,
amazing. I didn't know that flat cars are being used for that.
yeah.
Is it usually just small areas because it has to be expanded in one.
The first one that the county did was out on. Wherever that road is behind. Island. Just past the Bolton Bridge. On that next road, it's a 1-lane bridge and it got knocked into the creek by a farmer many years ago. And he needed something quick to put there, and so they put a railroad car there. That's just the 1-lane. If they do a 2-lane, they use 2 flat cars.
Is a effective solution.
It's them on 2 bridges that we put in, and then we sold them for $1.
Is it?
So,
Extremely. You?
but you know, they don't carry those. Aren't.
See you later.
Wait, I'm like,
We also have one bridge that's a
Yeah,
railroad tank car.
But,
We have one of those too. Down by the southern part, it's a railroad tank car, so it's like an old tanker. They put, so that, I don't know,
you cut the ends open for culvert.
yeah, well, yeah, basically, it's a really big culvert, and I don't know if they use it as like a cattle crossing, if they have.
Where's that?
That's in the southern part of the county, I don't know exactly.
is that a pretty common thing? I mean.
It is now.
It is now. Yeah.
Because you can use the old abutments.
Yeah, that's the big deal. is if
Thanks,
it's-
Dan.
Yeah, because otherwise you got to dig down and get all the permitting and
Yeah,
once you disturb the ground, it's a mess.
thanks for that. Answer.
There's only two people or two supervisors left, so we can end the recording. Do you want me to do that or are you doing that, John?
Yes, please do that.
Oh, you gotta do that for tomorrow, don't you?
Yeah.
Your head knocked by that one.